Gorilla Tag's been out for a while, and it's had a lot of updates, 226 to be exact. But what happened to all the stuff that was supposed to come out in those updates, but never did? Stuff that never came out like maps, cosmetics, game modes, and more. No matter how long you've been playing Gorilla Tag for, you probably all know what the secret tunnel is. It was a tunnel that led to nowhere that was connected to the forest map. They eventually made it a pathway to the beach map, but for a long time, no one knew where it was actually supposed to go. I actually have the map that it was supposed to be for, so let's go. It's called the Hike Map. The Hike Map was originally added to the game before it came out, as a map to hike with your friends on, but they scrapped it because the map's too big and basic and it looks kinda bad. There's not too much to do in this map besides walking up this trail to the top of the mountain. But once you actually get to the top of the mountain, there's nothing here. I think it was kind of a good idea that they scrapped this map because there's not really much to do. You can't really play tag, it doesn't look that good, it's very basic, and it would just not be that fun. The next two pieces of lost media were both cosmetics from the Paintball update. The first one is this target cosmetic. It seems to be some kind of holdable that you would hold up for your friends so they could do target practice. But it's really basic and boring, and there was already targets all around the map, so they scrapped it. So you've probably all seen this green Paintball face mask, but what you probably didn't know is that it was originally supposed to be a different color. The original colorway was supposed to be orange and blue instead of the new green and yellow design we got. What's interesting about it is that no one knew about this version until a year later, because when they released the Paintball flashback, they accidentally made the picture check out the old version. To be honest, I really like the old version, and I think it's a lot better, so I don't know why they changed it. The next piece of lost media was a prototype for the Mountains map. When Lemming was making the Mountains map, someone went in the game with Unity Explorer and actually found an old version of the map, and they got early access to it. This version of the map looked a lot different. It had no slide, no trees, no mountains in the background, the ice was a lot brighter, it was a lot less tall. But what's interesting about this map is that I got an old version of Gorilla Tag just to try it out. Here we are in the old Mountains map. What's weird about this map is that you can run on ice, but if you don't have your hands on the ground, you can slide on anything. Watch. Like, you can wall run in this version. It's so weird. As you can see, there's no trees or slide or anything like that. All it is in this version is just ice with a bit of snow. That's about it for this map though. The next piece of lost media was actually a game mode. A lot of you probably remember when there was leaks for a Dodgeball game mode. People found out about it because there was a Dodgeball room, a Dodgeball material, and a ball hit sound in the files. The Dodgeball map was just a big wooden room with nothing in it. It was a pretty big room, but once again, there was literally nothing in there. The next leak was a Dodgeball material. The material was pretty simple. It was just your basic Dodgeball material, the one you see in every movie and every TV show. You know, that one. And I believe there was also a leak for a Dodgeball hit sound. The sound a ball makes when it hits solid ground. This leak was a long time ago, and all this stuff ended up going towards the Paintball game mode. They scrapped this game mode because I think they didn't like the way you throw in VR. Honestly, I would love a Dodgeball game mode though. This next piece of lost media was actually a player model. Before they released the game, their player model was just a robot, but they were just using that for testing. So they wanted to make their own player model. But what they ended up coming up with was this. Before you were a gorilla in the game, you were just a white stick figure. It's a very boring player model, it's just a white stick figure, and I don't know if they were actually going to use that or not, but it was in the game for a bit. This was around the same time they were working on the forest map before it even had gazebo in it. Eventually they scrapped that player model and brought in the gorilla we all know and love today.